What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Jets Report. My name is Patrick Siepman. Coming up on today's show, we're going to highlight Jermaine Johnson and explain why he could take a massive next step for this Jets defense next season. And if he does, it would be great news for us Jets fans because that probably means the Jets have one of the better defenses in the National Football League. But as we know, Jermaine Johnson did tear his Achilles during the 2024 season, but he is reportedly going to be just fine. At the start of training camp, so that is great news. And, really after that 2023 season, he looked poised to have a massive breakout year in 2024. And obviously, we do know he was a first-round pick in that 2022 draft class with Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson. But, through his first two real seasons NFL, excluding last year with the torn Achilles, he was pretty damn solid. And he also has a very complete game to him, which, I love. But I also love seeing the increase and the improvement from his rookie year to his sophomore campaign, like even just the PFF grades jumping up from a 71.7 to an 83, better in the run defense, better tackling grade, and also just a better overall pass rushing grade in the 2023 year compared to the 2022 season. But also, I thought this was pretty interesting. In terms of edge rushers who racked up 56 total pressures, which he did in that 2023 year, which was 26 in the league, and 20 run stops, which he was tied for 16th in 2023. He was only one of 12 guys to eclipse those numbers of having 50-plus pressures and 20-plus run stops. So he can get it done in the run game. We obviously know he's extremely talented at getting to the quarterback, and when you have a guy like Quinnen Williams on the interior, it just makes the guys on the outside job a whole lot easier because he takes on double teams. You cannot leave Quinnen one-on-one, and then, you are most likely going to have to chip with the running back, chip with the tight end if you want to get an extra guy on those edge rushers. But having Quinnen be such a dominant force on the interior, it just leaves more one-on-one opportunities on the edge for a guy like Jermaine Johnson. And, his stats over the first two seasons, obviously 2023 was a great year for him. Rookie year definitely started off a little slow. More reason why his production was down just because he was, in and out of the lineup due to injuries, and plus he was just a rotational guy. But in 2023, when he got a lot more reps, he had 7 PBUs, which also is a highlight part of his game, which he excels at, but also 11 TFLs, 7.5 sacks that season, as well as for Jermaine Johnson. And, also speaking about PBUs, I thought this was very interesting as well. Only edge rushers in 2023 with 50 total pressures, 20-plus run stops, and then you also tack on the 5-plus PBUs. The only 3 guys were Jermaine Johnson, Khalil Mack, and TJ Watt. So that is great conversation, or just a great group for Jermaine Johnson to be a part of. Khalil Mack, TJ Watt, 2 of the better edge rushers in the National Football League. And, also this is a massive year for Jermaine Johnson because I think he's got a chance to get himself paid big. And if we're seeing, all these other edge rushers like Myles Garrett getting $40+ million, TJ Watt, he's probably going to get paid before the season starts, getting $40+ million. These top end guys are getting anywhere between $35 and $40 million. And if Jermaine Johnson, if he goes out there and has a 12+ sack year, he's probably going to ask for around $30-35 million per season. And I think he would deserve it if you would show that on tape. You would see the production from him. And I really think if I had to choose one player on this Jets roster to, break out or to take that next step, Jermaine Johnson's probably at the top of that list because having that dominant edge rusher paired up with Quinnen Williams, also got Sauce Gardner on the back end and a great linebacker duo. He really could be that missing blue chip piece on this defense next season. So let's show him some love on today's show. Type his jersey number down below in the comment section. Cannot wait to watch him play for the Jets this season. So if you guys could, type those 11s down below in the comments section and show our guy, Jermaine Johnson, some love. All right, I also want to talk about another guy that could break out next season for the New York Jets, and that's going to be Braelon Allen. Now, Braelon Allen, if you're just looking at the raw numbers, you wouldn't think he, had too good of a season last year. But again, I think with the numbers kind of falling off a cliff for Breece Hall and Braelon Allen struggling, that was more about the Jets offense as a whole and not in terms of their actual skill set or their play last year. But his numbers, we saw the dual threat ability also with Braelon Allen, which was awesome, catching 19 passes, going for almost 150 yards. But on 92 carries, only had 334 yards, came out to 3.6 yards per clip, and only found the end zone 2 times. But the thing I do love about Braelon Allen, and why I think he's going to be huge for this offense is because he's just a physical running back. He loves to run through guys, so especially, smaller DBs or safeties. If you meet him in the hole, he is trying to put a shoulder into you and run right over you. And, plus with where this Jets offense is kind of going, leaning into more of the run game, like I would expect Braelon Allen and Breece Hall to get more carries, each of them, than they did this past season. And Aaron Glenn also talked about going to more of a running back by committee, saying this: well, when we have good players at that position, like we do, it can be a 1-2-3 with the guys we have. Those guys are good players, and we're going to utilize those guys. If we can get them all on the field, if we can at one time, we would do that. We want to be a violent, tough, physical team, and those men are really violent runners, and we will take advantage of that. I think mentally Hall is in a good place, talking about Breece Hall. We have 3 running backs on this team that we're going to utilize as much as possible. They're all big men. They can run. They're violent. They're physical. Once we get the players in and see how they operate, I think every player is going to be happy with how they'll go about this offense, and Hill Hall be one of them. Obviously talking about Breece Hall and, the trade rumors that were floating around his name early on in this offseason. But I think Braelon Allen, and just keep it as simple as this, I think he'll take on the David Montgomery role for this team. Like, obviously Tanner Engstrad, head coach Aaron Glenn, they know how important running the football is and building an offense off the run game, where you're going to need a lot of these guys, try to take specific roles that the Lions were using a guy like Monty last year. I think Braelon Allen being that physical, bulldozing running back, you would hope Braelon Allen could do that same thing. And, David Montgomery last year, he was awesome. Both these guys are awesome. I think Gibbs is a top 5 back. I think David Montgomery, you can make an argument, he's a top 15 back in the league. But both of them went for over 175 carries. David Montgomery went for 775 on the ground. He had 12 touchdowns, averaging 4.2 yards per clip. Now, they used him as his goal line, or as the goal line back. So he was just a touchdown merchant for Jahmyr Gibbs, which, fantasy-wise is not good for your Gibbs owners. But I think Braelon Allen could have the same role. And I think this new-look Jets offense will be built through the run game. Like, they are going to use Justin Fields' legs as much as they can to open up other opportunities with the run game specifically. And that's where a guy like Braelon Allen, where, if I had to call how many touchdowns he gets next season, it's probably going to be around that 5 to 8 number if it all goes, well, maybe even reaches double digits. I really don't know how the split will look in that backfield. I'm assuming Breece Hall will still get 65% of the reps for this offense, and Braelon Allen gets, majority of the rest of them. But Braelon Allen, at the end of the day, he's too talented of a football player to not get him in better opportunities to be successful. And I'm hoping Tanner Engstrad's new, Jets coaching staff will do just that. So let's also show him some love to close out today's show. Type his jersey number, type those zeros down below in the comment section. Show him your support on today's show and type those zeros down below. Another friendly reminder, hit that subscribe button on the way out. We're closing in here on 7,000 subs here on the channel. So hit that subscribe button today. We'll see you guys next time. As always, go Jets.